Substance abuse strategies for adolescents, prevention and recovery. Substance abuse among teenagers isn't just about bad choices, it's about the breakdown of support systems, untreated mental health struggles, and social pressures. After moving to Oahu, I witnessed firsthand how quickly peer pressure and the lack of community resources can lead to adolescents toward drug and alcohol use. Adolescents on Oahu and across the U.S. are facing an epidemic of substance use. The 2021 Hawaii Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that 26% of high schoolers drink alcohol, 17% use marijuana, and 10% use other illicit drugs. Substance use leads to addiction, mental health disorders, school dropouts, and involvement in the juvenile justice system, all of which have long-term impacts not only on individuals but on entire communities. My research examines the problems on 3 levels. First, on a micro level, Oahu. Peer pressure, mental health stigma, and boredom from isolation increases risk. On a meso level, state of Hawaii, widespread across islands, especially where there are fewer prevention programs and support services. And then on a macro level, United States, media glamorization of substance use, inconsistent drug policies, and national mental health crisis worsens the issue. 3 perspectives I applied to this topic was the functionalist perspective. Substance use emerges when social institutions like family and schools fail to provide stability. Conflict perspective, substance abuse reflects structural inequalities. And then interactionalist perspective, meanings are socially constructed. If teens are labeled as drug users, they may internalize that role. My research took place at Family and Addiction Counseling in Hawaii, a community-based organization offering individual therapy, family counseling, addiction treatment, psychiatric services, and educational workshops. Their goal is to offer accessible, inclusive, and effective mental health and addiction counseling services to individuals and families in our community. I decided to interview Holly George, who is a psychotherapist.
I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and my primary role is to provide psychotherapy to clients who seek treatment. And that includes not just mental health, but substance abuse and addiction issues are classified as a behavioral health issue. So that sort of falls under my area of expertise. Human beings we don't come out of this wanting to use heroin. There's some genetic predispositions to substance use. And there's also environmental factors. And I think those things are also contributing to mental health disorders. So research shows that the age at which a person begins to use, like in earnest, I'm not just talking like your first time smoking pot once or trying, stealing your parents' vodka or something. That's not it. But like when you, say you start to use like every weekend or maybe even every day, whether it's marijuana, alcohol, other drugs, the research shows that at that age is when an individual, like their emotional and social development sort of begins to be curbed and also sort of stops, which is why if you see people who have been using drugs since like 13, 14, kind of chronically, they will often have their social and emotional development sort of at about that age. So the brain gets a little hijacked, not a little, like a lot hijacked, right? And so when people are using drugs and alcohol, the sort of social groups they send the crews in are not, people who are upwardly mobile developmentally, right? They're gonna sort of do the things that everyone else is doing who's using. Every extent. We have, in this, we have a lot of domestic violence, we have a lot of divorce, a lot of young people having babies, kids having kids, people living in a, 1 or 2 bathroom home. Not everyone has their own bedroom or even you're just 2. And it's just generational, like kids get lost.
Some findings that I found was substance abuse often starts as self-medication for untreated anxiety, depression, or trauma. Peer influence is one of the strongest factors in initiation. Schools rarely offer comprehensive substance abuse education. Family involvement is crucial, and community-based programs offering consistent wraparound support, therapy, education, and social connection are the most effective. For this next portion of the video, I decided to do a few skits to show examples of the key terminologies. about this? I don't really know anyone here.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Have you ever heard one of these before?
What is it?
Don't worry about it, just try it. It'll loosen you up a little bit.
I don't know.
Come on, don't be lame. Everyone else here is drinking. Jonah's already on his third one.
Fine. One night, one decision, that's how it starts. In sociology, we learn that through social learning theory, teens often model behaviors they observe from their peers. Substance abuse in adolescence isn't just an individual choice. It's shaped by environment, pressure, and the need to belong.
Again, part of the culture here is nobody likes to say no, and nobody likes to stand up firmly against them. Following as a quality is something that can work to our benefit and work against us.
With no one around to talk to and stress building, teens turn to substance abuse to cope. When academic pressure builds, some students turn to performance-enhancing substances. According to strain theory, when legitimate paths to success feel out of reach, people may innovate using deviant means to reach acceptable goals.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
You got the cash?
You said 50, right?
Yeah. 50 for the whole bag.
Oreos?
Yep.
What's in it?
Don't worry about it. Just don't eat all of them at once.
I'm not addicted. Once a young person is seen as part of the drug scene, labeling theory explains how that identity can stick. Being labeled a user or dealer often leads to further marginalization and more deviance. Here are critical strategies that can be realistically applied at every level. Mandatory skill-based prevention programs starting in 6th grade teaching coping mechanisms, emotional regulation, and refusal skills, not just information about drugs. On-site mental health professionals in every middle school and high school providing free access to therapy and crisis intervention. Wraparound service model. Assign each high-risk student to a support team consisting of a therapist, school counselor, family mentor, and peer support advocate. Create community reintegration programs, support teens coming out of rehab or counseling with mentorships, job training, and safe social activities to prevent relapse. Launch national social marketing campaigns shifting youth culture, like promoting mental wellness, resilience, and emotional literacy through influencers, social media, and entertainment, and redefine cool as being mentally healthy and drug-free. It's not about blaming teens, it's about understanding the broken systems they are growing up in and working to build new ones that offer connection, resilience, and hope. I learned that true recovery is about community, opportunity, and compassion, not just discipline. Adolescent substance abuse is not just a personal issue, it's a systematic crisis at the local, state, and national level. But through education, mental health support, wraparound care, and policy change, we can help young people not just survive, but thrive.